I tell you one fight that I was really impressed with him because of the sheer size difference between the two, and he was the underdog in this fight. Was against. Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of Check Cook TV. Nick, Nando, in association of Bravos. Nick, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro, man. What are you saying? How you doing?
All good, bro. All good. World champs and that. You know how we do. Speaking of world champs, bam. Where's there really more to say? Like, just
What a
just
performance.
masterclass.
What a performance. He has to be one of the boxers right now who seems like he can do it all. Doesn't matter who it's against, what level of opposition, people who are considered top dogs in the weight. He's just dispatching of them and he's making it look easy. He doesn't even look like he's
Yeah,
coming out of gear one.
100%. The footwork, the angles that he created that Vargas just didn't have the answers for. The hand speed, it was just when you think of a boxing masterclass, you just have to watch that. It was beautiful, especially for the boxing fanatics like ourselves that love that don't just want to see a knockout, wants to see things like this. It's just pure art.
Bro, he does things that are just unreal, man. Like, and I don't
Yeah,
even know it's because he's Southpaw, it makes it look 10 times better, but it's just a shot selection. And he seems like when he's got you hurt, he's not letting you off, man. He just turns that needle, man. And we're talking about Vargas, who is a top dog in the weight. It's not no bum. It's not like he's coming in and he's boxing a guy. It's Vargas.
yeah,
And he put away Vargas like it's nothing. You know,
easy.
it all sets up for him and Inoue. It's going to be a monster fight, man. It's going to be a monster fight. For me, Bam has to be top three pound for pound, if not top two, depending on
Million
how you
percent,
rank it.
million percent, especially right now,
Yeah, man,
especially right now.
he is.
But let's talk about this weekend as well. So your connection
Yeah.
went, bro.
Yo, can you hear me? Hold on 1 second. Let's try and sort this.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you, bro.
You can hear me? Yeah, go on. Yeah, this weekend you were saying.
So you were talking, but then the connection was slow. And then it was still talking as it went quiet.
Can you hear me now? Is it connection all right? Can you hear me? What?
Yeah, yeah, all good now. All good.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, yeah. Go on. So you were saying this
I see the
weekend.
payment for the Wi-Fi went through. Fantastic, guys.
It's where I am in the gym, man. It's where I am in the gym. Sometimes it's a bit dodgy. It's a bit dodgy. I got to chat to them. I got to chat to them. Now, go on. You're saying
But
this weekend, bro.
yeah, I was saying this weekend. Yeah, we're in Southampton. Is it Southampton or Bournemouth? One of them. I think it's
Southampton,
Southampton. I'm not
Southampton.
sure,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Ryan Garner headlining. Do you know what? It's crazy. Like I interviewed Ryan Garner back in. I still remember this February 2020 because it was a month before lockdown as well. It
Mm.
was and there's a big statement here. One of the best small hall fight shows I've ever been to. This small hall fight show was a Queensbury fight show in York Hall. You had Willie Hutchison, Sam Noakes, Ethan James, Brad Foster, Ryan Gardner. Um, who else was there? There was a few other names that now that a lot of them have like grown and developed into big fighters and going on their own journeys. But to look at Ryan Gardner back then when I interviewed him to now fight for an interim world title and headlining in his like well not in his hometown but close to his hometown. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that because, like, it's no disrespect to him, but I didn't know too much about him back then. I saw him; he was a talented fighter. But to think he's gonna go on to world honors, I didn't know back then, and it's crazy. But he's got a tough fight now against Magnesi as well, who's an experienced fighter, the Wolf as they call him as well. And it's for the interim
how,
WBC
how,
belt.
how have you got one
Who
of
we
those?
know. Oh yeah, the WBC gave me this for shit talking. So I'm now officially the world champion of shit talking, of stirring shit up. So thank you. My face is gonna go there soon. So thank you to the WBC. Yeah, we do. We do. But
I,
yeah,
I see what you're doing
but
today. I see what you're doing
it's a
today.
big
World
fight. So
champion
how do
Nick.
you see?
I see you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We're marketing today. We're marketing today. Wi-Fi, WBC. You know how we do. But how do you see this fight going? And what do you think of Ryan Gardner?
Do you know what? Ryan Gardner is one of those fighters who domestically I've been really impressed with. He's had some really good wins. To note, I think Liam Dillon was one that he had a really good win against. And I'm trying to remember who the other guy he boxed on the Queensbury show.
Belotti.
Belotti again as well. Do you know what? He's one of those guys, yeah, who domestically you look at and you think, do you know what? There's a lot of things here that you do really, really well that goes under the radar. And I think what he's done and what Queensbury have done with him as well is built him up very, very quietly in the background, kind of him putting him in there at the right time against the
Yeah.
right guys. He's got power. His punching accuracy is quite good. We've also said he's got dog because he's been in some wars and he's come out the other side. So, I think he's ready for this step up. I've been really impressed with him. He does a lot of things that I like. I like his jab. I like his tenacity. I just like the way he puts shots together as well. He never looks phased, if that makes sense. He's always kind of like, if something's not going, he'll kind of adjust. Got a good team with him, good corner team as well. I think on the weekend, actually, I think he's going to do really well. I think he's actually going to show people that, he's ready for that step up. Pardon me. He's ready for that step up. And he's ready to show people that actually, yeah, I can challenge for world honors. Obviously, world honors is a different league in itself. We're talking about some A-list operators there. But I think he's one of those guys similar to like Sam Notes. Sam Notes was like, everybody thought it was just a knockout spree, whatever. And he's gone to world level and he's had the fight with Abdullah Mason. Everybody's like, oh, actually, do you know what? He's done really well. I think Gardner will be the same. I think he'll get to that level and I think he'll make a very good account of himself. I think on the weekend, I can't see nothing but a win for him. I know the Wolf is experienced and very good, but I also think boxing is about momentum. And if you're confident you're doing well, that always kind of is that extra thing that gives you. And close to his hometown, headlining his first show, I think he's going to want to make a statement. And I think Frank and George have done really well in how they slowly built him in the background, kept him away from my maybe kind of, what happens at world level, that random voluntary, and all of a sudden you're off that kind of trajectory that you're on. They kind of built him up the correct way. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. I actually think he's going to do well. I think he might get a stoppage late. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. He was going through the ranks of being on undercard shows and the early fights on Frank's undercards. He disappeared for a bit. Don't know if he went through some personal stuff. He went away for like 2, 3 years, came back, slowly rebuilt. I tell you one fight that I was really impressed with him, because of the sheer size difference between the two, and he was the underdog in this fight. Was against Archie Sharp, and the
That's
way
the
he
fight. That's the
dominated
fight.
Archie in that, the way he bullied him, the way he put him on the back foot, even though Archie was the bigger fighter, the longer reach, the more experienced fighter as well. I was really impressed with that. He, in my honest opinion, he reminds me of that weight division's Fabio Wardley, because he knows
Mm.
how to have a scrap. He takes punishment, but his cut, like the way he um recovers during as the later stages of the rounds as well, and then he punishes his opponents. He reminds me of Fabio a lot in that. Magnesi is known as a hard puncher as well, so he has to be careful. But then again, so was Belotti, and he took Belotti's shots and still managed to show the dog in him as well. So It's going to be an interesting fight, and I agree with you. My prediction is a stoppage in the later rounds. I will say maybe around round 8, round 9. I could see that.
No, I 100% agree with you. I think, you know, the Archer Sharp fight was a very good fight for him. I think even the Liam Dillon, the Reece Bellotti fights were three good fights for him because they're learning fights. You're in there with good operators. Um, and yeah, I agree. I think from 9 onwards, he can stop him. And I do think, you know, domestically, he is one that, you know, if it does get to a world level, you know, there could be someone domestically that he goes against or, you know, in the world who he comes up against. But I think for me, I just like the way that they've built him. They've not rushed him. They've not tried to throw him in the spotlight. He's just kind of done it the traditional way, the old school way, kind of just come up, box the guys on each level. And he's done that. So, you know, he might have a WBC belt around his shoulder like you do. We can't even see it
That's
properly.
it,
The
bro.
filter's
I
blocking,
I
filter's
personally
blocking it
believe
out.
I I personally believe whoever wins this fight will be elevated to world champion. I
Do you
think we
reckon?
agreed on this that we believe that Foster after winning in his last fight, I think he's going to go up. He's going to vacate. He's going to go up to fight Shakur, and he could be by next week the full WBC champion. That's crazy to say that out loud. It's no disrespect to Ryan Gardner. It's just crazy to even think it. Ryan Gardner, WBC champion. But you know what? Deserves it. No one can say he doesn't deserve it. No one can say it's crazy. It's just like if you had asked me 3, 4 years ago, I would have said, nah, you're crazy. But seeing him how he developed in the last 4 years, deserves it. So good luck whoever wins this.
Yeah, no. And I think that's the joy about boxing because someone can start somewhere and you can might not necessarily see where they're going to be in 3, 4 years time. And I think what he's done is just stuck to his graft and he's worked and he's got there. And that's the good thing about it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. You know, hopefully he does get it done and, you know, he either boxes for a world title or gets elevated. Just want to say Foster against Shakur. I think Foster wants to leave that alone.
Oh yeah.
I like Foster. I know Foster's kind of said, you know, to Shakur,
Oh yeah.
you sent your baby bro in there with me. I beat up your baby bro, but Shakur might dog walk that man.
That would be for me another Bam Rodriguez, but maybe not the stoppage. I just mean Bam Rodriguez in a sense of pure masterclass. Like I'm taking you to school. You're gonna call me daddy, pause after the fight. That's it.
It's the truth. It's the truth. You're going to respect me and go from that. Well, talking about that and talking about Shakur's boy, Keyshawn, and Devin, what are you saying?
Listen, I've rated Keyshawn from day one, bro. I think he's special. I think he's not like level like Shakur, but he's there. Him, Mason Abdullah, I think they're all there, bro. They're this caliber of special fighters. And I don't think we've had that ever in a very long time in boxing where you get these group of and hey, you could put Haney in there as well. Like like this group of just special fighters that can just put on master classes and some of them can stop fighters as well. They've got the power to do it. This is one of those chess matches. These are one of those matches that may go down as one of the greatest in this division. Like it's a 50-50. I don't want to hear anyone tell me, "Oh no, it's Haney's got his number on him." No, this is a 50-50 fight. You got a very undefeated special fighter going against somebody who is he a two-time world champion?
Who? Um, Devin or
Haney is a
Keyshawn?
two-time world champion.
Isn't it freeway? He's gone light heavy.
No, Haney.
No, Haney hasn't he gone lightweight, super
Freeweight.
light, and welter? 135, 140, 147.
Yeah, so a three-time world champion. So yeah, like it's a big fight. it's a big. It would be interesting to see if Haney takes it. Haney might vacate and go for a bigger fight somewhere else. You never know. But I would
I
love to
think
see this fight. This fight has to happen.
I think if we're talking big fights at 147, I think that's the fight for me. Keyshawn and Haney styles make fights. I think both their styles complement each other. Haney, I think doesn't get the respect he deserves in terms of skill set and boxing acumen. And people kind of say he punches and holds and whatever, but Haney is very, very good, and Keyshawn is very, very good. For me, like you, it's a 50-50 fight. I'm just edging a little bit to Haney, and the only reason why I say that is because Haney's shown he can keep his head in big fights. I think if he gets Keyshawn emotional, I think Keyshawn is a better fighter when with that bit of emotion. But I think if he's managed to get under Keyshawn's skin and makes him that little bit more emotional, I think he draws one or two minute mistakes out of Keyshawn, which makes the difference. But we're talking about two magical fighters potentially coming together in a blockbuster fight. I know Haney and Shakur's been spoken about at 144 or whatever, but I want to see Haney and Keyshawn. They're both big fighters, big attitudes. The build up will be great. Bill Haney, Keyshawn going together, it's going to be wicked. I think the fight itself will be special. Like you, I think it will be one of the modern day greats. You know, because I think both of them will be looking to make a mark. They want to leave a dent on the other one. And I think with Haney as well, you can see he doesn't back away from the big fights. He's happy to take them. He's happy to go in there with guys. You know, he's been in there with Ryan. He's been in there with Lomachenko. He's been in there with Brian Norman, you know, Linares. Like he's got a good CV on there. And I think for Keyshawn, this is Keyshawn's homecoming. This is for him to kind of show to everybody, yeah, this is where I am. So I'm looking forward to it. If it gets made and it happens, I think it's gonna be blockbuster.
Yeah, Haney doesn't back away from any fights, but how can you when mentally you survived going to Diddy parties? So mentally he's strong. So of course he's going to fight anyone. So it's all good. So that's the only thing that's the only edge he has on Keyshawn Davis. That's the only edge, but Keyshawn Davis, in my opinion, is going to school him. He's gonna send him back to Diddy and go cry on his shoulder. I think he's going to school him. In my honest opinion, it's going to be a great fight. But you know how I feel about Haney. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's overrated in my honest opinion.
No,
And I think
no,
my guy Keyshawn's gonna show him. That's it. No Diddy.
no, no. I think Haney's not given the respect he deserves. Like he's done a lot in the small amount of time he's been a pro. He's done a lot. Undisputed, free weight world champion, boxed some of the guys
In
that
those
even though they were,
mansions.
pardon? Did you say in those mansions?
You said he's done a lot. He's done a lot in those mansions. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm not here to speak about what happened in the mansions. I don't know innit? But what I'm saying is, is that you know Haney should be given the dues. Like he does. He is a very good boxer. He's got good IQ. He does a lot of things fundamentally well. I think him and Keyshawn is a good fight. I don't think Keyshawn schools him. Neither do I think Haney schools him. I think it will be down to the most minute details. Like kind of Bertabiev and Bivol. I think it'll be that kind of high IQ kind of fight. But yeah,
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't, as you say, doesn't go to the mansion beforehand,
It'll
it should
be
be
it'll
all
be
right.
good to see that the winner of this fight fights the winner of Ben and Garcia. That's what I like to see. But you know how it works out with rematch clauses. So, for example, if Ben beats Garcia, we know there's going to be a rematch there. If Keyshawn beats Haney, Haney's gonna cry and be like, "Yeah, I want a rematch" and all this. So, yeah,
I,
it's you know how it
I,
is. So that's
I,
what ruins it. But I would love
I
to see that these two have a crash course, and we get to see either Ryan versus Keyshawn, Ben versus Haney, Haney versus Ryan too. So it's exciting to see that.
yeah, I can't see there being a rematch for Keyshawn and Haney, because that's for a vacant, isn't it? For a vacant belt.
I'm not sure. I thought Haney had that belt.
Is it for the it's for the WBO, isn't it? It's Haney's belt. Oh, then yeah. If it's for the WBO, then yeah.
Yeah.
I thought then yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay, then I can see it. But then again, I told you anyway, you know how I feel about rematch clauses anyway. I think they just kind of lock up boxing and all kinds of nonsense. Like I'm not a big fan of them. You fight, you lose, you go to the next person, you win, you go to the next person. That's just my thing. Unless it's a unification or undisputed, then yeah, okay. But apart from that, no, just move on. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I agree with you that the winner should fight the winner of Ben Garcia. I do in me want to see a Haney v Garcia too, where Garcia is not
I
on the
think everyone
fence.
wants that fight.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that we were talking about Ryan Gardner. Let's talk about one fight as well that we left out. That's the co-main event is Louis Edmondson versus Lyndon Arthur. Interesting fight there. Because Louis Edmondson was meant to go on and fight um people like Ezra Taylor, or do you know what? I thought maybe someone like Anthony Yard or a Buatsi or something. It's an interesting fight there. There was I wouldn't say it was a shock, but Lyndon was the underdog against Bradley Ray, and he done well to come off the canvas to beat Bradley as well. How do you see this fight going? It's an interesting fight there.
I actually see Lyndon winning. I actually see Lyndon winning because
Okay,
when I go off the Louis' performance against Lupin, was it Lupin when he boxed on the undercard of
yeah,
I can't remember what big show it was. I was really disappointed with him in that performance. I just think he didn't turn up that day, and Louis is someone who I like a lot. I think fundamentally he's very very good, but I'm just shading to Lyndon. I think the experience. I think Lyndon's experience.
okay.
And I think Lyndon fundamentals. I think will give Louis some problems, in my opinion. I'm not saying Louis can't win the fight. I'm not saying Louis is an underdog. I just think for me, Lyndon, I think the bit of experience being there before, I think will be the thing that makes the difference. And I think he will know how to kind of nullify the attributes of Louis. It's a great fight. I think it's a good fight for Lyndon than it is for Louis. I agree with you. For Louis fought boxing at Ezra Taylor, I think that would have been a better stylistic fight for him. But I think Ezra Taylor's loss and his loss to Lupin, I just couldn't see it happening. I think both of them come to that fight of wins. Nor could I see him boxing a Bullwats or anybody else, because I just don't think he's in that stature for one of those big dog guys to take him right now. He's not coming off a run. But yeah, I think I don't want to say tailor made for Lyndon, but I think Lyndon, after the Bradley Ray performance as well, where people tipped Ray to kind of stop Lyndon, I think Lyndon's shown, he's in that second lease of life, if you want to say that. And yeah, I think that's what tips it in his favor for me. For me. What about your thoughts? What do you think it is? Do you think it's a Louis? I know you're a big fan of Louis and I know you rate him highly.
I don't rate him highly. I just think technically I'm not saying he's better than Lyndon. You know what the issue? My issue with Lyndon is Lyndon is his own enemy. Like there are times that he will go there, and it's like his confidence is gone, and you've seen that before as well. And it's kind of like, where's that Lyndon that schooled Anthony Yard? Where's that Lyndon that in the later rounds against Bradley Ray just come out of nowhere? That's the issue. He switches off a lot. I don't know. And I go back to, does he need to maybe change his coach? Does he need to change something in his camp? Does he need to, you know, change something in his life to get away from it in camp just to stay focused? I don't know what it is about him, but I can't give a prediction for this fight because I don't know what version of Lyndon you're ever going to get in every fight. If it's the Lyndon that turned up in the later stages against Bradley Ray, or against Anthony Yard in the first fight during lockdown, then it's going to be a Lyndon masterclass. I think Lyndon will win by unanimous decision. But if he allows Louis to pick those holes that Bradley Ray did, and against did he lost to someone on Channel 5, didn't he?
Yeah, wasn't that for the EBU kind of type? EBU when he boxed for the EBU title. Cannot remember the guy's name.
Yeah. So yeah, and if he allows those holes to be picked just like those opponents, then it's going to be a long night for him. But whoever wins this, I believe, should go on to fight someone like Ben Whittaker. In my honest opinion, I think that will be a good test for Ben. I think he needs to have more domestic fights as well, and I look forward to it. I prefer more Louis because I want beef, and Louis reminds me of Billy Joe Saunders, where he's just like in your face, and he wants to create problems and so on. So I want beef. So I want Louis to win, but I'm leaning a little bit towards Lyndon Arthur for this fight. If he turns up, so he needs to stay focused on this. But I want Louis to win for the beef.
No, I hear you, and I think when you talk about the winner fights Ben Whittaker, obviously I think Ben's trajectory is now America. I think they're going to try and build him in America to be this global superstar. But I do agree with you. It would be good if he could box someone of a
Yeah,
Lyndon or a Louis kind of build. I think for me, I think both of guys switch off, in fights. I think we saw it with Louis against Lupin. He just he wasn't there all the time. And the same could be said for Lyndon. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what actually
can I
unfolds
say
in
one
fight night.
thing? Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Can I say one thing? I truly believe, this is my honest opinion. There's a lot of fighters who are not used to the big stages, and in my opinion, your fighter Ahmed, I think that's what happened to him as well in his last fight. I think the stage is too big for them. I think they don't understand how how big it is the moment you get out there and you see the big crowds, the atmosphere, the cameras on you, and that. And some people maybe just can't handle it. And I think that's what happened to Louis against Lupin as well. I think it was in a massive it was in Tottenham, wasn't it? It was in a massive
Yeah, Tottenham
stadium.
Stadium. Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, was this?
yeah. It was a
Yeah.
stadium fight, definitely a stadium fight. I
And
think it was
I
at
just
Tottenham.
think it just Yeah, I think it was the first Ben Eubank fight. I was actually there, so I think I was there. I can't remember which one it was, but I just think the stage was just too big for him, and it got to him. Now that he's been there, I think he knows what to expect, so he can't switch off in that one. Lyndon's been there before because Lyndon fought on the second undercard of Ben Eubank against Yard. He's been in these situations. He's got the upper hand there as well, so both men need to stay focused on that, on the fight.
No, I agree. And to kind of touch on your point about big fights, big places, I think you can never prepare a fighter or any athlete for competing in a big stadium. It's like gone from playing in the championship to now going playing in the
Yeah,
Champions League final. It's gone from boxing in small hall arenas to now boxing on a live big TV show. I think it is different. And some people, it's just harder for them to adjust than others. Um, and yeah, I think, and that's why I always think experience is important in boxing. I think experience is sometimes what takes you that little bit further than the person you're competing against. And, to make reference to Louis and Ahmed, I think you can see that the skill levels and the attributes are there. Maybe you're right. The occasion just was big and it, you know, you sometimes just like a deer in headlights. You don't actually take in the magnitude of everything, and it comes out in the ring, and you just can't kind of kick on. But I'm hoping on Saturday that Louis and Lyndon are able to give us a good fight, because it's on paper it's a very good fight. It's it could give us some knockdowns, and it can
yeah,
give us an exciting finish. So yeah, hopefully that happens.
yeah, man, 100%. Before we end this, we have to talk about Tyson Fury, man. All this thing of turning up to the UFC at the White House, basically him saying Dana White is gonna make an announcement. Dana didn't make the announcement, then kind of hinting like he's signing with Zuffa. Spencer Brown came out yesterday or 2 days ago and said, no, he's still with Warren. I'm his manager. I'm telling you, he's still with Warren. It's a bit crazy. I don't know if it's mind games from Dana. Dana ain't really had any beef with Frank. It's more with Eddie. I don't know what is going on. I said from a while back that I predicted that Tyson will go Zuffa. I think unlike AJ, I wouldn't say he's money driven. He's loyal to Eddie. He's someone that I would think he would never backstab him. But Tyson is more like he's money hungry. He wants to secure that future for his 10 kids. So I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to Zuffa, if I'm honest. But who knows?
Yeah. I think it's like I said to you, like off the pod when we were just chatting, it's the Tyson show. It's Tyson doing what he does in every big fight, just throwing a curveball here, throwing a curveball there, saying he's with this person, saying he's not going to box this person and that, because he's still hinting that he's going to box in August as well. And similar to you, yeah, Tyson very much will follow where the big purse is. You know, he is trying to secure financial future. I don't know how much more money he wants because he's got millions upon millions upon millions. And he's even got a Netflix TV deal, so I don't know what else he wants. But I think for me, yeah,
It's never enough, bro.
enough is enough, man. There's always enough. You're just being greedy now. Gluttony is one of the seven sins. But I
It
think
is. It is.
we know what Tyson's like. Like this is no different from Tyson in any other thing. Like even when we were talking about it, I said to you, I don't believe him. I don't believe Tyson, him saying Turkey's his promoter and so on and so forth. I think Tyson just does stuff to try and get stuff rolling and keep him relevant in whatever fight he's coming in. Obviously, if he's going to fight in August, then I think he's just trying to be relevant for this August fight. I do think that fight potentially could be with a Zuffa or with a Netflix, if I'm being brutally honest. And then whoever promotes
Yeah.
him in the AJ fight promotes him in the AJ fight. But it's just Tyson being Tyson. But talking about that, just before we go that, speaking of Tysons and Furies, just going to put it out there. My good friend, business partner, brother, Xavier Miller, has said he's on sparring Peter Fury. No, John. He wants John, is it?
John Fury. Hey.
John
Leave
Fury.
Pete out of this, bruv. Put some
John.
respect on Peter, bro. We're talking
Sorry,
about.
Peter.
Let's
Sorry,
go with the
Peter.
crazy brother here, man. John
Sorry,
Fury.
Peter. John Fury. Yeah, he's on sparring John Fury, and he's saying he stops John. So, John, if you hear this, I know you're a fighting man. You said it the whole weekend. You're a fighting man. I've got someone here who wants to fight you. Putting it out there.
In sparring.
Well, yeah, sparring, not no bare knuckle fight. Yeah, I don't want no street fight. I don't want Zav to be walking
Yeah,
out in
in
the gym.
sparring. This ain't an event. This ain't because he wants 2.5 million to fight Carl Frock. Like God knows how much he wants to fight Jav. But listen, we'll pay for your train. We'll pay for your Airbnb. Don't worry, there won't be any cameras. It'll be all good. You know, we'll have ham sandwiches ready there for you, corned beef sandwiches, whatever you like, mate. We can get this done.
We could promote it. Me and you can promote it. We'll do a good job of it.
1,000,000%. I'm there for the commentary. I'm there for everything.
The press, everything. But no, going back to, but we'll just put that in there. Sidebar. John, if you need some sparring, Xavier Miller's here. But back to
That's it.
Tyson.
To prepare you for Carl Frock.
Listen, I don't want to be sidetracked, but see him in this Carl Froch beef. It's absolutely hilarious. And I don't even know where it started from, but I love it. And hopefully they do some exhibition. But anyway, back to Tyson. I think, like I was saying, I think Tyson is just doing what Tyson does. I don't think, you notice Frank doesn't say anything. Frank just knows. He's like, yeah, Tyson's doing Tyson.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it is. Look, I don't really care if Tyson like signs for Zuffa, for OnlyFans, for Matchroom. I don't give a damn who promotes him. I don't give a damn who promotes this fight. I couldn't care less. I just want the Fury AJ fight. Just get it out of the way. Put it to bed. I'm not as excited for it as I was 5 years ago. I said this, and people call me crazy. I said the day that AJ fights either Wilder or Fury, it's going to be for no belts, and they're going to have losses on their records, and it's finally happening. Just let it happen, because people took too long to make these fights happen. Egos got in the way, money got in the way, um, different companies who wanted to broadcast it got in the way. It's a mess. You ruined it. You took the excitement away. Just get it done. Just get it done before someone has a banana skin and one of them loses, and it's not going to happen again. So just get it done.
You know what? It's running the risk to be a Mayweather Pacquiao. It just happens too
Exactly.
late, and nobody wants it.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, make it happen now. And yeah, look forward to it. I think AJ beats Fury. I've always said it. I've always said if he boxes either one of those, Fury or Wilder, he beats them. I think stylistically they're better for him. But yeah, just get the fight done. We want the fight.
That's it. But until the next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps a lot. Remember to subscribe to our Instagram channel. And remember, man, keep the beef going. Let's go.